Alright, Michael, what are we doing today?
Well, I feel like everyone's going to be very disappointed in this. We're not working on the VY Turbo, and we are not working on the Fairlane today. Today we're actually working on my Sandman, because, well, there's a reason for that. One, it is so close to being finished, it's excruciating to see it sitting there, because literally all we need to do is make an exhaust for it and plumb it up and turn the key, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that should be ready to run. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do the exhaust on the Sandman today. Now, why are we doing that and not doing the VY? Because I know that's what everyone's going to ask. The reason why we're doing that is because I told you that we had to push the VY aside because we had to get the Fairlane ready for drag challenge. The Fairlane is not even ready for drag challenge yet, but it's very close. We're just waiting on a few parts to come, so we can't really do anything on that right at the moment. And secondly, I want to get the Sandman to Bright Rod Run, which is weekend after drag challenge week, so it needs to be ready. So that is the next priority. Fairlane's number 1 priority, Sandman's number 2 priority, then we'll get back to the VY. I promise we will get back to the VY Turbo after we finish these.
It will be done before the end of the year.
Yes, it will be done. That will be the next focus. I promise once we get these 2 cars sorted, we will be right back into turbo goodness on the VY, all right? No more stuffing around. But priorities, Rod Run, because there's a good chance the HQ won't work by then.
So what have we got here? What are we doing?
So, what we are doing today, we have to get the extractors bolted up, and in doing that too, we also have to drill and weld in an exhaust bung to run a wideband sensor, because I am going to run a wideband sensor in this thing. So these are available through Tiperformance. The reason why is because we want to sort of have a crack at tuning this thing ourselves, so this just gives us an idea of how to tune a carby and keep an eye on what's going on. Nathan learnt this from a Roadkill episode.
Yes.
Running a wideband sensor in a carby, because that way you can sort of just see what it's doing, and maybe we can learn to tune that way.
Yeah.
When I like those old blokes, they can be like, yeah, it's running rich.
If their eyes are red, it's rich.
Yeah,
if they're
we
not,
don't know.
it's good.
Yeah, it's running a bit rich. So we need to do that. We need to then connect the extractors to the rest of the system, because the rest of the system should be fine. We're going to keep all that. The only thing we are going to change is we are changing the muffler. We're going with a MagnaFlow muffler, which I just realised they don't say MagnaFlow anymore. Anyway, we're going with the MagnaFlow muffler. We're going to change that out as well too, because we've had great success with these mufflers in the past. We use that in the HQ. The HQ sounds amazing, so we're going to keep with that. You might notice there's a cross member here. The reason why there's a cross member here is because now with these new extractors, the old Rod Shop cross member that we had in this thing, which was the old kit that they made 10 years ago now, the extractors hit it. This one is designed so that it'll bypass the extractors, so you can actually get extractors past this thing and not hit it. So we need to change that as well too. And yeah, just little fiddly bits. Then make up in the custom exhaust. We got some bends, got some collectors. Get to play the welder today. Nathan's gonna get to paint something. It's gonna be a good day. Sun is shining.
It is a beautiful day.
We have 3 weeks of drag challenge, and the car still hasn't been tuned or tested. So let's work on the Sandman. That makes sense.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? So where we left off, we've got the engine mounted, obviously. The extractor we just sat on because we need to kind of know where our angle of the bung is going to be.
Yep.
Because you can't have it below half because it's going to get affected by water possibly, and you got to have it up a little bit.
Yep.
That's where we're at. So I need to go up with the car.
Yep, let's go.
Alright, let's just get it. Alright, so you can kind of see the problem with the old cross member. This hits. They've rectified the problem by bending or putting a radius in the square tube. It now almost touches the floor.
Yeah, it's very close.
It's very close and comes down and around, and it gives us a lot more room to work around it. So first things first, we need to change this.
Yep.
So then we can sit this on properly, because we don't know where it actually sits. And then we can mark where we're going to drill our hole.
Yep, so let's get the
cross member out. Quick release.
quick release extractor.
Imagine a quick release extractor. It's bolted to the head with arc grips. Oh God!
We're starting. No!
Don't tell me the transjack's in there.
Transjack's in the way.
Oh, there you go.
Just.
Oh, very nice.
Yes, so you can see the difference between these 2 cross members. You can see how, if you hold that one there, how much flatter this one is in comparison to the other. That's the idea, to miss the pipes. The one thing to note that I only just found out when I actually called up Castlemaine Run Shop and said I need a cross member for this thing. Utes and sedans are different widths in the chassis. I think he said they're about, I think by memory it's 100mm or maybe even 200mm narrower than a sedan. I never would have guessed that. I was only lucky that I said I need a HZ panel van cross member. So for anyone playing at home, just remember that, because I would have got that wrong for sure. All right, well that's out, that was pretty simple. Let's see if we can get the new one back in, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's go, shall we? Out with the old, in with the new. All right, well, it is now bolted in, looking much more roomy.
It's gonna go faster with the sleek design.
Yeah, more room for activities.
So, let's fit our extractor, see if it clears nicely. There's a bolt in and like a slotted hole at the back, so we can kind of get a rough idea.
Yeah, and we might bring it back down, put the front bolt in as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, so we can mark out where
the bung needs to go.
the bung needs to go.
How good are exhaust bolts?
These are easy, these ones.
They're heaps easier than normal, but they're normal bolts. All right, shall we go up and see if it's...
We want to do as less as we can.
Yeah, I really don't want to be cutting and cutting very much.
I think it hits though.
Nah, it misses.
Really?
Yeah. Like, it just misses, but actually works out really well.
Crazy, that's sick, man. Oh, that's solid as. All right, cool, so that's it. So what we need to do now is figure out where our exhaust bung is gonna go. So then we can drill that and weld in the bung, and then we can go ahead on fitting the extractors. Where is the bung?
I got it. So it's got a nice little step that you sit in, and then put a nice fat bead. Yeah. So this is our O2 sensor. This comes with the wideband sensor kit. It's a Bosch sensor as well too, which is good quality. Yeah. I want to sit this in there, have a look, see how much room we got, because worst thing you could do is probably weld that bung in and find out this goes straight into the floor. And then we will go, oh, well, we just did the hole in the floor. So I'm thinking, they say like 150mm past collection point. I'm thinking just here.
Do you want to go inside or outside?
I'm gonna go inside, I reckon, because it just keeps it looking neat, and you're not gonna see it from this side, so if anyone peeks under, they're not like, hey,
yeah, good idea.
Why is there a bung under there? Yeah. This thing ain't feel injected. And because there's nothing in the way here, and it's not gonna hit anything. So that's where it's gonna go, so I reckon we will mount it just in here, I reckon. Will look really schmicko. Alright, let's get the other extractor in. We'll see where that ends up. Just make sure we're not hitting anything as well. And then we'll probably pull them back out. Start welding some flanges on. We might even tack weld the flange in here, eh? While we know that this is level. I'm excited to see 2 new extractors in it. Yeah. Not looking so shitty and crappy like the old one, if anyone remembers what they used to look like.
Yeah, they were pretty bad. So we're looking at the exhaust on how we're going to do it, and it started here, and we've slowly walked back and realised just how ugly it is.
Initially we were planning on using pretty much from the muffler back.
Here, yes.
Yeah.
But the more we look at it, the more we go, oh, we got to rotate this to make this work. And then you look at the bends and you're like, oh, we'll remake this pipe. And then it's kind of like, you come back here and it's like, oh, why is it sneaked between there when you can just come here? So I've convinced Michael to just rebuild the whole thing.
So that's what we're doing.
So I think we have enough pipe to do it. We've got a hanger up there, a hanger here that we can cut off and reuse. One
of the other reasons that we're talking about rebuilding this whole thing is I have a lot of issues with this tailpipe. This was done by an exhaust shop. They made this up, I think custom. I don't reckon this is standard, because 2.5 inches is sort of big to sneak around this thing. It hits things. It hits this shackle here. It hits this sway bar here. If you hit a big enough bump, it hits a diff here. It's not ideal. And look, I've never loved the side pipe action in this thing, the way it comes out here. So what we're thinking is we come out here, and maybe even if we turn it down a little bit down this way maybe, or whatever, something like that. Or should we just do one big center twin pipe straight out the back, blast pipes. But I think that's what we're gonna do. I think it's time to ditch this. We're already here, we're already building exhausts. We love building exhausts.
Let's do it then.
Let's see how many bends we've got to make sure before we pull this out.
Yeah, we're gonna need 2, 3, 4. We're gonna need like 3 or 4 45s, and we're going to need 190 at least to go over the diff.
Over the diff, yeah.
So
I think
if we don't have them, well, there's no point tackling it.
We should have a fair bit from when we did my HQ. So there's a mandrel bent 45, another mandrel bent 45.
Hey!
There's our 90.
Grab that little straight bit, yeah.
That straight bit will come in handy.
Beautiful.
Hang on.
Oh, we got plenty, we can do it. So do we want to take that whole tailpipe system off?
I think we do get that out of the way.
Yeah.
And then we'll just start focusing on the extractors. Go health leather and just see how we go.
Let's do it.
Ready? Yeah. Push. Keep pushing. Oh.
Sneaky weak.
There we go. Oh, that looks a lot smaller under the car. So, where we want our collector, I'll just explain. Two 2 inches to 1 2.5 inch.
Yeah.
We're going to keep the 2 inch off the extractors and go into a 2.5 inch tail to the back. So what we're going to do is run the skinniest part of this Y on the lowest part of the floor so we can get it as high as possible.
Yep.
So I reckon we'll just put a 10mm packer or something.
Yep.
Make that in line with this. So we need to do this part first.
Yeah.
Bolt that extractor in. So weld the bung, weld that flange, boom, make that. Because then that'll hold it there. And then we can build from here to here.
Yep.
So we need to do one side.
Yes.
So that can go into that. So that'll be in like that. See how it points down?
Yeah, I'm seeing what you're saying.
Yeah, because we can get it here with the bends against it,
yeah.
but I don't even think it's worth it. So we're not happy with the straight pipe that goes into the Y collector. It just doesn't look right, so we're going to take the time to step it down 30mm.
Yeah.
So everything is parallel and square, because it's going to, we're both staring at it and it's going to do our heads in, so we'll just do it.
It would have worked, and honestly probably would have been fine, no one would ever noticed, but if I get one person stick their head under and going, they really skimped on that, didn't they?
Yeah.
It would drive me nuts. So what we're trying to do is we measure the difference between flange and collector. There's about 30mm difference, so we're doing math here, where we're setting this up, trying to figure out how we cut these two 45s to make it look nice and flowy. So you can see how it would have had to have looked. Like, it just, exhausts don't look great when there's a sharp bend and like that, does it?
No.
It just didn't look right. So we're going to make it come out straight, drop down and in.
Yeah.
And if we get this to work, it'll look really good. Or it's going to be like, oh well, we screwed it up, we're doing this now. So we've got that. Oh, not bad.
Push on a square. Perfect, mate. Putting a lot of effort in this exhaust.
We are. We're getting better and better with them, that's why.
That's perfect, man. Tack it. That is bang on.
That is about as level as we're going to get it.
Tack it. That's bang
I don't know whether we tack it just yet. Should we?
Nah, tack it. So it holds it there. It's gonna move. Do it. Do it.
We gotta get that. Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Do it. I love that
Just
movie.
do it. Yeah.
Who knows that? Who can reference that? In the comments below, if you know what we're talking about, put that, what movie that is, because that
Yeah.
is one of the all-time great.
Just do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Just do it. Alright, let's grab the welder.
Yeah.
I need a Bluetooth welder.
I'm so much happier with that.
I knew. Neither of us are happy with
Before it's just like, it'll work.
it. It'll work. Missed. Alright. Let's move to this side.
Oh, making magic.
Oh, this is gonna look
Absolute
good, man.
magic.
This is gonna look gross. Alright, we need to weld the...
No, we need to get it off the cross member.
Oh, yeah. Cut and shut and put it back up. Bada bing, bada boom. This is a long process.
Yeah. Oh my god. Can't get the spanner off.
So what we're doing now is, this extractor here is hitting this cross member here.
So there's a couple of ways that we thought about doing this. We thought about maybe just cutting a slit, bending it down, re-welding the gap and whatever. Yeah, that's one way of doing it. But then we thought a better way to do it to make it look cleaner and neater is to actually cut this entire thing off square. Then we can rotate this, drop that extractor down a little bit, get us the gap that we need to achieve, tack it back up, re-weld the whole lot there. That's what we're going to do to make it match up with that anyway. So a little bit of extra work, but it'll look a lot better.
That's just what you do, yeah, with brand new extractors.
I know what we're trying to do here, but it still feels wrong.
Just got it. We will make it work.
Sorry, pacemaker. So now we can go from where it was here to here.
Just turn down for what?
I'm going to hold it and Nathan's going to weld it without burning me. Right?
Yeah. Lovely. Oh, very good. Very good, very good. Very nice.
Perfect. What's the gap?
How about you turn up at the weld though? To give it a tack of weld.
Alright, so we have this section pretty much tacked up now. We're really happy with how that looks. Doing this made so much difference to how it potentially could have looked with just the straight pipe. That's just, look, it would have worked, but it just wouldn't have looked great, you know, at the end of the day. So that's done now. Now what we need to do is we need to figure out where our muffler's going to go. So what we're thinking is we're going to get the muffler, we're going to use the original hanger temporarily just to hang it into place so we know where that's going to go, and then sort of figure out, I would probably say we need to look at our angle over the diff first to know where the muffler is, go back or forward, because this is easy, but that's probably our biggest thing. So let's go have a look at the muffler, because our muffler is a fair bit bigger than the old one.
Yeah.
So this is our old muffler, which I think is just a, that's an old redback actually.
The redback, yeah.
And quite honestly, that sounded pretty good. It was fine. It was a little bit muffled maybe. And this is the new one that I've got. It's not quite as wide, but it's a fair bit longer. This is an offset muffler. The reason why I'm running an offset is because it's just one muffler doing the whole system. The HQ I run 2 straight throughs, but that's because I'm running 2. So I figured if I go 1 offset, it might quieten it down enough so it's not ridiculously loud.
Yeah.
We'll see. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm going to take this off, because you can see how I used to use this slip joint out here. It was just basically looped in there, and you can see it's actually starting to fall off over the years. But for now, we're going to use this
to hold it
in place,
perfect. Yeah.
in case we need to move the muffler forwards or backwards. Let's get this up, and then we're going to have some lunch in a sec, because I reckon my time is just about to go up, and the chicken's ready. So this is our muffler right here, and the big problem is we have diff travel that goes pretty much straight up to the muffler, and we need to get a 90 over it to try and like make a big hoop essentially. So this is what we're working on at the minute. So Nathan's mocking it up.
We pretty much need the 90 to be our peak, so like that.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much like that.
Yeah, pretty much straight away it's going to go into a hoop like that.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is create a piece that goes, oh, this is really hard to film, into there with a 45.
Yeah.
So we've been playing with some pieces, cutting it up. We sort of got an idea of what we want to do, but Nathan's just come up with a really ingenious way of actually mapping out angles.
So what I've done is I've just butted it square to this. I've just traced it because we need to work out where we need to cut it. So then what I'm going to do is move that, get our cut piece, line it up with that, and then tick it out, and that's where we need to cut it. And I reckon it's pretty close.
Yeah, and then we just sort of take
Cut
that
that much
measurement,
off.
transfer over there like he's done there, cut that much off, and it should go up. That's a really ingenious way of doing it, rather than trying to like hold 2 pieces together on top of each other going, I think it's there. We say it's clever, but we haven't done it yet, so we'll find out.
Yeah, it might not work.
Well done.
Thanks, man. Actually, it should work.
Alrighty. Let's see how she looks.
Perfect,
That's
mate.
worked really good.
That worked bloody well.
That's a great method.
Yeah.
We thought initially what we're going to do is actually weld this overaxle pipe directly to this muffler and just leave it at that. We could slip joint it and like slide the muffler, pretty much do what they do there where they clamp in the pipes, stuff like that. I'm not a big fan of that. I always find they leak and they start to fall apart and they're just a pain. So I really wanted to weld it to make it secure, but then we realized if we weld it to the overaxle, every time we want to start doing something that's overaxle, the muffler's got to come out with it. We really need a flange in it. So what we're going to do
we're changing up a little bit. We're gonna put a flange on this end here. We reckon we've got enough room with our over axle pipe that we've made. And we're also gonna get this mount here, which was previously clamped. We're gonna weld that directly to here as well too. And that way it just sort of simplifies everything, makes it a lot easier, and it means this fit up process on and off, we can just start using flanges, and it just makes things a whole lot cleaner, and it's probably the right way to do it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So that's what we're gonna do. So for this piece here, I need to cut just 10 mil off it, and I can't get this into the drop saw or anything like that to do it. If you've ever cut tube that you can't put in a drop saw or something like that, and you're trying to use a game grinder, you'll know how hard it is to try and make it flush and get it right. A trick that we learned from Tin Man Fabrication, you get a piece of paper, I've cut this side, but this is the square edge. You run it all the way around, and you basically just line it up, and because it's this flush square edge, it should end up being square. Just trace it around this, and that gets you a nice clean line to cut around. It would almost be easier just to spray paint on it and then end up with a line.
Oh my god, just do that.
Yeah, then I'm going to cover my hand.
Great idea.
There we go. Nice clean line, except for that bit there where I missed it with the texture, but it'll be good enough.
Ow, you burnt me.
Really?
Yeah. Now we're dealing with the big boy tube. I know it's only 2.5 inch, but it's still big boy tubes compared to 2 inch.
It's still better than 2 inch.
Yeah,
The 2 inch looks puny.
it does.
Hey, this is our first time making a
Over axle, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Could be the last. Nice weld, man. Looks good.
Oh, lovely. Is it there? Yeah, that's there. And then that.
Oh,
geez, Rick. I think you can kind of see what we have to do now.
You having fun in the weld today?
I am.
Oh, that looks mint, man. I'm really happy with that. Why don't we do this professionally?
It's good, huh? That looks mint.
All that's left to do is the dumpy.
Tailpipe, yeah. Piss.
I think we need to drop it on the ground though first.
Yes,
Have a
that's what
look
we want
at
to do.
where we're going to put
Well,
it.
it should hang now.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Didn't even drop.
Didn't even move back.
Tucks up, it's out of the way.
Yeah, it's as tucked as it can get, really.
Alright, so what we need to do now is we need to figure out where we're going to put this exhaust. Being that it's now going to come from this side of the shackle. If we did it like that,
That looks good.
how's that look?
Yeah, that looks good.
How many 45s we got left? Please tell me we have one more.
We should. We've got heaps. Hang on. Yeah, one more.
Oh, thank God.
So we have a plan of where we're going to put this thing. And believe it or not, we're actually going to put a tip on this one because we have it laying around. But this is what we're thinking. We're going to put a tip so it comes out just like that. And it's, you know, it brings it more original.
I reckon it looks good like that.
Yeah. The good news is our over axle, if you can see that, is well out of the way of hitting the diff. We're going to hit bump stops before we hit that, which is a huge improvement compared to what it used to be. So we're going to bring this up on the hoist now and we can get it done.
Yeah, finish tailpipe, get it out, fully weld it, paint it.
And not hear it.
So if we go like, you know, like that, and then we go straight.
Yeah, we're just going to be real careful that we're not too close here.
Yeah, we've got to make sure that we're straight.
Should we just
Back like that.
Turns out this last section is an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, we're probably talking ourselves up a bit.
Yeah.
Previously.
Yeah.
So, we thought we were on the home stretch. We thought we're at the easy part now. We're just going to connect that to that. But we should have remembered that connecting one floating bit to another floating bit is really, really difficult and took a lot of different variations to get this sucker to look somewhat right. Still leaves a little bit desired, but
I think it's good enough for what it is. We have welded in an exhaust hanger there.
It's pretty solid. And the tip is square, exactly how we wanted it. We just had to adjust the tip a little bit. It looks good, I think.
Yeah, it's turned out
I think
good.
it turned out alright.
It turned out a lot better here.
Could have been reiterated, but we've run out of time, run out of bends. So now we need to fully weld as much as we can in the car and then pull it out and weld the top half.
Yep, let's do it. It's all off now, time to fully weld it
Yeah.
and make a mess of it. No, we're not gonna make a mess because Nathan's on the welder.
I don't know, that looks good.
Yeah, look. Yeah, I wouldn't complain with that if I saw that on something I bought.
Alright.
Well, Nathan has just put in a massive effort to weld through all these in record time.
I tried to smash it out.
You must be stuffed.
I am stuffed.
Normally we would swap over and do half each, but
But you were drilling this and fixing that.
I've set up a few things. I've spread out our spray booth outside as well too. Normally we try and like dime these, but Nathan was just doing full welds this time.
Yeah.
You can see through here. I'll show these because I feel like they're worthy of showing.
Sort of, I don't know. Some of them I'm not happy with. So what's the plan? We just painting the whole lot, the muffler as well? I reckon we paint the muffler black too.
Yeah, because the muffler's not much in this case. It doesn't, so it's not shiny like the HQ one was.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you just hand to me what you reckon's done, I'll start prepping them and painting and like masking them and hanging them, and then we just both grab a can and
done. Let's do it.
Go to town.
We're just wiping them down. Michael's hung them all, giving them a quick clean up, a quick Scotch Brite because some of them are a bit rusty, and we're gonna hit them with some paint. The sun's getting real low.
Sun's getting real low.
Thank God, daylight savings.
I know, it saved us today, hasn't it?
It really has.
Alright, you ready to turn this black? You gonna do 2 light coats, you reckon?
I'll try to do this. But this paint goes on thick.
I mean, I'm happy to do a 1 coat wonder, but the runs only happen when I miss a spot and I go back and go, I'll get that real quick. What a hustle, huh?
I know, yeah.
Building exhaust, no matter how many times we try and convince ourselves, is never quick.
No. We always say, half a day it'll be done with. If we left the overpipe, it would have been like that.
Yeah, it would have been, absolutely. Obviously we're not wiring in the wideband sensor today.
No. Sun's getting real low, Michael.
The sun is getting real low. We have just had dinner. Not many times when we're filming on a weekend do we say that we've had both lunch and dinner whilst filming and breakfast. But we're still here. We're taking advantage of the fact that it's the first night of daylight savings and we're gonna get this exhaust on. Why? We literally just have no time before drag challenge and then rod run, which is literally the week after drag challenge. So this car has to be ready.
Yeah.
So this has to go on tonight, so then next weekend we can get the damn thing running. We've got to put this in tonight. We are going to haul ass and get this thing finished. In case you can't tell, we are buggered. But the good thing is, the paint is all dried. It looks really good. I love our home build exhausts. Exhausts are fun to build. We really enjoy them. We're getting better and better with every one, I reckon, with our welds and stuff like that. We're starting to get a hang of it now. Plan is now, we need to get these extractors back in. We're going to glue them in because they should be in for the final time. And then just work our way backwards, getting this thing in.
Sweet.
And then we're going to call it there.
Let's do it.
All right, so for gaskets for this thing, I just got these off eBay or something, I think it was. I get these ones specifically when they've got this little ring in the inside here.
Ah, yeah.
Think of it like pinch weld, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
And it goes away around because I find that on normal gaskets, they seem to like spread
Blow
here
out,
and they blow out, whereas these won't do it so much. But the good thing about these gaskets and why I buy these as well too as a kit, which I bought twice because I forgot that I ordered them, is they come with these bolts.
And these are really handy.
These little 3/8 bolts, they're really, really good for doing extractors because if you try and do any bolts with the bigger head, they always seem to hit on the extractor and you can never get them on. They're a nightmare. So these are really good, definitely worth having. So let's
slip them in.
Slip them in, we'll group them up, slip them in, do it up and work our way back.
Yep.
Do you reckon we'll get this exhaust in before the sun goes down?
before the sun.
I just looked at it and I'm like, God no.
Have faith, man. I reckon the sun's got about 20 minutes and I reckon we can do it. We just think positively. Yeah, this is. If anyone owns a Holden V8, they know the pain of this bolt. You didn't want to move it over, just another 5mm Holden. That was actually really easy for a Holden V8.
Good. Get it up.
Get it up.
Alright, let's get it done. I reckon we can get this done before
Sunset.
sunrise. Sunset, sorry.
Wow, this is way better than HQ. This HQ had to like bend it over.
Yeah.
You put a few extra welds on the hanger as well, by the way?
Yeah, I welded that.
No,
I did not weld there. No. All we've got is that weld there. We maybe should do that.
Alright, Nathan is welding up the mount that we forgot to fully weld in.
Oh, she's solid now.
But it is in. I know you can't see because it's black on black, but it is done.
What do we reckon, Michael?
I'm happy with it. It's too long. There's a bit of a blast pipe at the minute, but we left it a little bit longer so we could cut it back to where we want it. Stupidly, we gooped that gasket though, so we're going to reuse the gasket to make another gasket, but we're probably going to cut it back to be level with the bumper. But the important thing is it's coming out level and it's coming out square to the body. It doesn't like, it's straight out just like I wanted, so I still think it looks reasonably stock, and that was the whole idea of it, I suppose. Yeah, I'd love to tell you what it sounds like, but we don't know. Until we get this thing running, we won't know either. So, well, next time we work on this, which hopefully will be very soon, we will basically get into plumbing this thing up, fuel to it, power to it, put the dizzy into it, all the little bits and bobs that we need to do to finish this thing off. And that's pretty much it, really. Start her up and finally get to hear it go, and hopefully it all goes well, and hopefully it
she
sounds
runs good and we'll make it bright.
Yeah. Today was an effort. Today was a really hard slog, I'm not gonna lie. If it wasn't for the fact that we had to get this thing done, we would have stopped a little while ago. And look, it's our own fault because we were hoping to get the wideband sensor in as well today too, but that's not gonna happen because we decided to do a full mandrel bent over axle pipe, which I'm glad we did.
It looks so much
better. No more knocking. Used to do that and it would go ting 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 and it hit everything. So that's way more solid. So I'm really stoked in that. Yeah, good work, man. Well done. Big effort. Great job on the welder, man. You absolutely nailed it today. All right, well, we're gonna wrap this one up here. We managed to beat sunset, which is cool. Thanks for watching. If you've liked this episode and you'd like to see where this ends up and hopefully start this up next episode, make sure to like and subscribe. It really goes a long way to help the channel. And if you'd like to help the channel even further, you can head on over to the website where you can buy a bunch of Hackshop merch, stickers, hoodies, t-shirts, fender covers, all that kind of good stuff. Apart from that, we got a word of the day for today. We want to bring back word of the day because we haven't done it for a little while now. We keep forgetting to think of one and we can't think of one that we said today. So you know what? Anyone who puts in the comments below, think of the word of the day for this episode, put it in the comments below, and we'll pick 2 people at random which we think is the word of the day, and we'll send a sticker pack out as always. Anyway, until we have a rest for a night and get back into this in the Fairlane and just keep working to get this thing to rod run, to get that thing to drag challenge, we'll catch you in the next episode.
He's a bit tired.
Yeah, we'll catch you in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching.
I swear we could just do you at the end of every episode with one of your toys. It'll be a different toy every time. Can I have it, please? Alright, you keep it.
God, that was overwhelming, everything. Spring washers, flat washers. Come on down, we got spring washers, flat washers, big washers.
Yeah, we got it all here.
Frank Walker from Nuts and Bolts.
So one vintage Castlemane Rod Shop T5 conversion crossmember for panel van up for sale. Already pre-greased and pre-oiled. So if you've got a barn find that leaks oil, this will suit.
Blend in.
It'll blend in like you never.
People
even
pay for this dust.
Yeah, look. So I'm wiping off money right there. That's money. $50 right there.
I love our guessing game when it comes to like, what settings do we need? Like we adjust things like we know what we're doing. All we know is like when it makes a hole, turn it down. When the weld breaks, turn it up.
Oh, that's funny.
When are you going to be pro enough to do it like Skid Factory where you just don't look at it with no hood?
Oh, I can do that. Nah, I don't know. I've done it before and like it's too tempting to look.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like. We've just had an idea. Hear us out. Oh yeah, baby.
There's so much room. You could put an intercooler back here.
That would be sick. Oh baby.
Well,
that'd be sick, man.
Never say never.
Never say never. Someone get a panel van, LS swap it so we can do a bed mounted turbo.
I'd turbo this.
The engine.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got VN rods.
Yeah.
Oh, he did it.
That's the best hack yet. As easy as cake, huh? Whoa! Quick hands. Are you Spider-Man?
You haven't seen your face, have you?
Is it black?
Yeah.
You haven't seen yours.
I haven't. Oh, really? Damn. I haven't told him on purpose. It's a very well transmission. I've been